Like he just woke up.
Oh, I got wash cash.
Oh fuck,
I hate cleaning that shit.
bro.
What you
Worst
got?
possible
Yellow.
timing, Crane. But I need. Are you gonna be around for a little bit or no?
What's going on?
Yeah,
I have a groundbreaking case that involves a wrongful termination
with the guy now.
on that the PD committed. That is
We don't have labor law, Ramee.
okay. So like, what can we do? Like basically, this guy got fired, and like he literally got fired on some dumb shit. The cops didn't commit like a active investigation into like what he got fired for, and they basically it was like gross negligence on why he got fired. But is there anything I can do for him, or like is he just fucked now completely?
And she just said, "Ew, what are you
I
doing?"
mean, what you're suggesting is,
Well, what if we enforce like a labor law or something, or like a IA or some shit? Because the captains did not do their due diligence in investigating what he quote unquote did, and he actually is completely innocent and didn't do anything wrong. And then they ended up lying to him to try to get him to say the right thing, what they wanted to hear. Then they fired him.
but Ramee, we're an at-will type
Yeah.
place, right? So anyone can be fired for anything. But so what you're telling me is that if your lawsuit was to stand, I could not fire lawyers. I'd have to have like a investigated reason, or judges or anything.
I mean, don't word it like that.
I mean, that's
Well,
never gonna work here.
I mean, how would that not work though? Right? Like there we can
yeah,
enact the
anything
thing like
goes.
okay, if you ever get a felony, then you're removed automatically from a government position. If you ever do
Yeah,
this
but I'm
and
not
that,
talking
like, yeah.
about felonies. I'm talking about there's a lot of reasons we fire people that we can't always talk about here,
Right, right. But the problem is that isn't there a thing called like due diligence? Like this guy didn't even get striked or nothing. They just immediately fired him. He has never had
Yeah,
a.
but you're arguing about policy versus law. Like I don't.
So like what?
Let me put it this way: if you wanted to institute some kind of labor laws or something, the only way that usually comes about is either for the private sector, you might be able to institute something through like the city council. And the city
So, what
council
am I
would say
supposed to
for
do
like
right
a
now?
private employment relationship, someone could only be fired under XYZ circumstances unless they have a contract that says it's at will, right? Because you can always freely contract to different, you know.
So let me ask you a question.
parameters. But telling the government how to hire and fire, that's a whole.
Well, I mean, people sue for wrongful termination. I mean,
that usually comes about through like labor unions.
well,
right?
here's the
Like,
thing: if his firing wasn't an out of city issue thing, or like then what do we do here? Because then this guy just gets fucked now, right?
Sound like you were shivering or something.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm not even.
I don't.
Anyway, man, I ain't seen you in a minute.
I don't know what to do now because he's fired. He's coming to me for help. I told him I know he got fired wrongfully, right?
How do you know that?
Because I just listen. Apparently, they said that he got a complaint from Mr. K about an incident that occurred with him, right? Mr. K said he never even
Okay.
put in a fucking complaint. Then when they were talking to him about this situation, the cop, they were lying to him about stuff to make him say something that they heard. When in reality, he actually didn't commit any wrong. So they think he's lying. They fired him for integrity, and then they fired him for lying, and then the whole it's just some dumb like it's not. They didn't do their due process at all. They fired him right away. They didn't say let's wait 24 hours and then we'll talk about it. Let's investigate. They did nothing. They just fired him. There was no standard. There's nothing. And he had a head injury and everything. Meanwhile, cops are shooting hostages and they're getting DAP points.
What's a DAP?
It's like a strike. And it was really literally like a wrongful termination.
Ramee, okay, look, I'll tell you what. I will look into the whole thing. What's his name?
Gregory Johnson.
Okay, I'll look into the whole thing, but please, for the love of God, and I'm saying this for your best interest, please try your best as an attorney to refrain from drawing conclusions too early. Because let me guess, at this point, what are you operating from? Like he said, she said?
I'm operating from past precedents of other cops getting striked.
So he said, she said.
No, listen. Cops got striked for doing things 30 times worse than what this guy did.
Okay,
If he
but
even did
again,
it.
Ramee, what? So have you actually seen the reports?
Well,
or are
that's
you
what I'm
just
saying. So
operating
what do I
people
do
tell
though?
you?
That's why I'm asking you. Like,
Okay,
what
but
do
hold
I?
on, but hold on. So what I'm saying is, if you haven't seen the reports and you're just operating from what people tell you, then you're coming at this the wrong way, because you're not asking questions. You're telling me he got wrongfully terminated. And the problem with that is that if you're wrong and you don't have all the information, which you don't right now, you come off too aggressive. So what I would focus on is, instead of accusing, asking questions.
Right.
And that might help make people work with you more. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me try asking some questions, and let me talk to
So-
Malton, who's the head of the bar, because he runs the civilian oversight.
Let me ask you a
board.
question. I did what
Yeah.
you're telling me, and then I asked for a report, and they told me that they can't give me anything.
Did you guys buy that court?
So I don't know.
Is it
I don't
still
know what to do.
ongoing?
No, he's already been fired and everything. So I don't know what to do.
Okay, so let me ask questions.
They
and
won't
just
give
let
me
it,
anything.
Let it.
Yeah.
Let me ask questions. Let it breathe.
All right,
Okay.
do your thing, and let me know. All right?